Hey guys, Mr. Neese is going to talk to you real quick about US 9D History TEKS SE that says identify the roles of significant leaders who supported various rights movements, including Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, Rosa Parks, and Betty Friedan. So, starting with Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights activist advocating for equal rights and of African Americans. His focus was civil disobedience. For a lot of his work, he did not advocate violence. He saw that as something to give a reason for somebody to be violent back on you. So that movement and the things they did, such as the Montgomery, Alabama bus boycott, was about boycotting, preventing, in this case, Rosa Parks, who is another person mentioned in this essay, sits in the front of a bus where only whites are supposed to sit, and in doing so she gets arrested. Now we have a bus boycott where African Americans will give each other rides, do whatever they can to avoid having to use the bus system and put a financial impact on the Montgomery bus system. So that was an example of how they would do something as a civil disobedience or trying to make an economic impact without being violent. And Martin Luther King would go on for many other things within the civil rights movement, but both of them were advocating for civil rights for African Americans. So Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta, they were with United Farm Workers of America and the National Farm Workers Association. First it was National Farm Workers Association, later being known as United Farm Workers. But they were advocating within the Hispanic community, specifically for migrant workers and the conditions that they were working in, and trying to bring awareness to that. And they used boycotting as an avenue to try to achieve some of that attention as well. And we got Betty Friedan, last but not least. Her book, The Feminine Mystique, was about the rights and feminism, or women and equality and better treatment. Kind of started a wave, she did, with trying to increase the awareness and need for equal rights among women, and caused kind of a resurgence in that. The first surgence, if there is a resurgence, would have been women's suffrage and getting the right to vote, but this is now a second kind of wave, and she co-founded NOW, the National Organization of Women. So these are the different leaders of various civil rights movements or rights movements. Hopefully that helps you with US 9D.